share with all of you sparks out there in the matrix something that I actually put together 23 years ago when I moved out to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I felt the pull out there to the Four Corners, and not specifically Albuquerque. That's where I ended up, and I wasn't quite sure why I went out there at the time. I kind of knew it was going to be temporary. It was kind of almost just like a personal vision quest I went on after my father had passed away, and I was feeling a lot of dissatisfaction in the business world, specifically working in Manhattan. So when I got the opportunity, um, I went out west, and then all of a sudden, I started writing. I've always been a writer. I've always enjoyed writing, but it's not why I went out there. But eventually, all of a sudden, when I sat down at that computer, the I just started banging out what turned out to be chapters in a book, like all of the stuff that was building up in my head. It was like I needed the peace and quiet to put down on paper. And so basically, what I came up with and has survived, 23 years now, even longer, since I wrote it in 2001, 3 months before the towers fell. Um, I don't know if you can read it. It's called How I Changed My Life by Becoming My Own Best Friend, a personal guide to self-empowerment. It's been so long, I had to make sure I was getting the title right. And basically, I had changed so much, since my father had passed, and just all of the stuff that I had learned. Some that, like I said, I actually sat down and felt the need to write it. And that's why I'm putting this out here today. Um, it survived going through my Ecuador experience, which I should have died by all accounts, which is a whole separate story. Again, these 23 years have been wrought with so many things in hindsight that have made me stronger, but that I've gone through, where I had to put a lot of this in practice, that I wound up going through a second spiritual awakening, believe it or not. Because again, these are just tools. It's not a philosophy. It's not a religion. It's not anything that's going to tell you how to live your life. It's going to give you tools to deal with the shit that happens as you're living your life. Um, because round two, like I said, as far as when I kind of took pen to paper again, or more directly to the computer, was when I wound up somehow being able to forgive the family in Ecuador that robbed me blind, like robbed me of every penny I had, through the goodness of my heart, trying to help this family out there. I wound up being able to forgive them uh, for myself, because as soon as I really did that, I had, like, what I call, it was different than the first time after my father died, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, and where this came from. But I had all of this, emotion and stuff coming out, where I felt compelled to start writing again, which I haven't, in over 20 years. But instead, in this modern age, instead of writing a book, which I started to, word program, kind of like different topics, categories. They wound up turning, instead of putting it into a book, I made them into YouTube videos. The last bunch of years, and what happens, after this, if you're interested, you can check out a lot of my YouTube videos that I created. Each one is pretty much a chapter or something that I guess I would have put into a book. And so, anyway, that's why, again, this is out there. That's why I'm going to put this in the link. I'm not charging anybody for it. If you want to throw a donation, I will put a PayPal link down there. That was more from my eBay for selling cards from the old days. I got a lot of 80s cards. Or also, I do have a Zelle account attached to my email address. And so that's only if you want to throw a donation in. But like I said, the main reason is that there's a lot of damn good information from this that translates to now. So 23 years later, if it's still relevant, um, that's why it survived somehow. Like most of us Gen Xers do, we're survivors. And so again, comment. I'm gonna, like I said, try to put it in a link in a PDF in the description. But if not, just send me your email and I'll send it back as an attachment. From there you can print it out or just read it online. It's 174 pages, 20 chapters, so it's about eight pages, I guess, per chapter. And it's really everything I wrote in here is written from my own perspective and why I use what I use, and I throw some examples in there. And at the time, I was told it was pretty funny. It's direct, definitely written from my heart and through direct experience. And again, I wrote it to obviously help people back in the day. And who knows, maybe now is its time to shine 23 years later. So let me know what you think in the comments.